Hello and welcome to this first ever installment of the BloomHabits Love Yourself Challenge video series. I'm your host Nadia Engelbrecht. I'm the founder of BloomHabits.com and a life design coach. At BloomHabits.com, we are dedicated to finding beautiful and interesting ways to bring more love, more calm, and more joy into our lives. Today is very exciting because today I sat down with Sarah Evans to talk about Yin Yoga. She is a remarkable yoga teacher and has been a wonderful guide as I have discovered my own Yin Yoga practice. Together, we started off our day with a Yin Yoga practice, followed by a beautiful conversation that I'm going to share with you next. We talk about everything and anything about Yin Yoga, about what it is, the difference between Yin and Yang, some of the benefits, and ways for you to bring it into your everyday starting today. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Sarah Evans. So tell me a little bit about your journey and how you came to this practice of Yin Yoga.
First of all, being quite a uptight, highly strung, achieve person for most of my life. I stumbled upon yoga about 14 years ago, Yang Yoga, and that was where my journey began.
As for many of us, it does happen that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you've still got the action that you're putting into it, so you still feel like you're achieving, which is what we brought up to want to do. And then about 5 years ago, I fell into Yin Yoga, quite by accident, as these things happen.
Yes.
And just to be able to let go and be was, I didn't even realize it was possible to let go of doing, to let go of achieving, and to allow the body to replenish through very, very simple asana, through controlled breath, and through focused mind.
How would you explain that synergy of Yang and Yin? In yoga, in life, how would you explain that concept?
Generally speaking, nothing is absolute. So Yang isn't absolute, Yin isn't absolute. But if you want to try and label the two sides of the same coin, Yang is generally lighter, more superficial.
Okay.
Yang is doing, active, whereas your Yin is darker, deeper, more passive. And the two work together all the time, so nothing is absolute. There's always a little bit of Yin in the Yang, always a little bit of Yang in the Yin. So Shavasana at the end of your Yang practice is very much a Yin posture, the Yinnest of all the postures. Unless your mind's super busy, then it's a Yang posture. And by the same token, if you're in a Yin posture in a Yin class, and you're clenching your muscles, then you're approaching that posture with a Yang awareness. The principles of Yin Yoga are to relax the musculature, so let go of that activity in the muscles, so that on a physical level we work deeper into the joints, the bones, the connective tissues, all those deeper, denser tissues that are more difficult to access through regular exercise, stress.
Okay.
So normal exercise will easy, you can move your muscle, easy peasy.
Yeah, we've been doing that our whole lives, right?
Yeah. Whereas the Yin, we bypass the musculature, get straight into the deep, deep, deep tissues. And they take so long to respond to stress. That's why we stay there for 5 minutes at a time. I would definitely recommend going to a class or two and being guided through the postures, through the breathing.
Yeah, it's invaluable.
And then to bring it into your life regularly. Once you know the basics, when you get home, don't sit on the couch, sit on the floor. And you'll find that the body intuitively works its way into Yin postures. So without thinking about it, you'll find yourself in a swan pose and you'll relax into it, and then just trust your body. And the benefit, I think, doesn't come particularly solely from the physical aspect of getting into those deep tissues, but by holding the focus and being present and aware of sensation in the body.
Yes.
So it's for me, it's like a light meditation. that makes it sound not good enough. Like meditation light. It's accessible meditation to me.
Definitely.
Because you lose the stigma of having to sit and think of nothing. It's okay to think, but just try to stay focused with what's happening right here, right now, and the benefits of that are absolutely enormous.
I agree completely. I definitely find that my meditation practice itself also goes in waves.
Absolutely, yes.
For weeks, I can get into that space and I'm completely concentrating, so to speak. But I'm in there, and it works for me. And then other times I struggle.
Climbing the walls, bouncing off the ceiling.
Oh, and it can feel so frustrating, but sometimes it also helps to actually just go and do, say, 20 minutes of yin instead of a 20-minute meditation.
Absolutely,
and just get into it, because as soon as you're moving your body, it's your that sensation, like you say, helps you to
just
focus.
That little focal point, like this hamstring is stretching. I'm feeling. I'm trying not to react to the feeling. I'm breathing through the feeling. I'm accepting the feeling. And I am the feeling. Done.
Oh, yes. That's beautifully put. I also I find that, as you say, you go through these stages. And I find that while yang practice, I have had very connected practices, have had life-changing practices doing yang yoga. It's been beautiful. But it was only once I discovered yin that I was able to actually go through those steps and able to see different perspectives, both in the practice and also in my life.
Absolutely.
That there are many ways of doing something.
Yeah.
You don't always have to do it.
Yeah.
You can allow it.
Absolutely.
You can let go instead of striving.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the better approach.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that opens it up and you see different possibilities, new opportunities, and it really shifts your perspective.
Absolutely, yeah.
We all lead very busy lives, right? Or most of us anyway, in the everyday. Many of us have an office that we need to go to, and even in those spaces, life isn't always great, you know? Things get stressful, things get hectic, things go wrong.
That's life.
And how would you advise someone that in that moment when everything is just too hectic, how do we reconnect? How do we get back to center?
Just come back to breath. It's such a cliche, blah, blah, blah. Everyone says it, but breath. Just take a little while inhaling, fill up the lungs, fill up the belly. Take a pause, then exhale. Let the belly come back, ribs apart. Breathe out. And just create a little flow of breath. You're focusing on the breath, you're not focusing on what's happening around you. So just in that few seconds while you're watching the breath, you've already had a little rest from the events.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely breath. And it also reduces heart rate, reduces stress hormone.
You mentioned coming back to present. That's why I just remembered that now. And what you mentioned was that it's not about being in the present in that situation. It's in fact coming back to your body and being present in yourself.
Yes.
And then detaching in a way.
Yeah, becoming the observer.
You becoming the observer, that's what you said, yes.
Yeah, so you can watch what's going on without becoming emotionally involved, and you can make decisions with more clarity.
Yes.
Rather than just reacting to the situation.
I want to ask you a little bit of an oddball question.
Okay.
I am busy putting together a playlist of happy music.
Amazing.
It is my pet project because I'm not a very big music aficionado. I wouldn't call myself that at all. But I know that music for me is a trigger for joy.
Absolutely.
If I'm having not the best day, or even if I'm having a mediocre day, if a great song comes on the radio and I belt up my heart on the drive home, I arrive at my destination a totally different person. So what is your song for that? What is your go-to happy music?
Without a shadow of a doubt, David Bowie, Fill Your Heart with Joy.
Good choice. Excellent.
So impressed that you know it.
I'm a bit of a David Bowie fan.
Yeah, bless him, but I love that song.
If there was one thing for viewers to take away from this video, knowing that some people are starting a yin journey. Some people might just be looking for a way to find a little bit more peace in a crazy day.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that can either begin a journey or help them to sort of create a bit more of that calm in their life?
I think be kind to yourself.
Oh, yes.
Really. Treat yourself like your best friend.
I say that all
We
the time.
don't do that.
Yeah.
We treat everybody with such love and compassion and empathy, and we're really horrible to ourselves. So I think to start showing yourself a little kindness, and that can lead to self-acceptance, and that can lead to a really good relationship with yourself.
Well, I hope that you found that informative and helpful, and that perhaps you're just a little bit more inspired to go and try some yin yoga for yourself. I know that when you start to explore that being side, that feminine side of yourself, you will find more compassion and love for yourself than you have ever before. It is a discovery that for me was life-changing, and I'm sure will be for you as well. So thank you again so much to Sarah for sharing her beautiful story and her knowledge, and to Indie Yoga for allowing us to use their gorgeous space. Hope you all have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next installment.